Hey guys, my name is Brian Taylor. Welcome back to the CMB, Creative Movement Blog. Today we're going to be working on a move called a reset. The reset is a perversion of a move in parkour and freerunning called a safety vault or a speed step. This is actually the reverse version where you go backwards, but halfway through it changes into something completely different and resets you right back to your starting position, hence the name reset. This is a high-end beginner to intermediate level move. However, no matter where you're at, if you want to try and pick it up, I'll break it down for you so you can learn it. This move is going to require some timing, some rhythm, and some cojones, because there's one point to where your back is facing the ground and you're not for sure where you're at. However, it's very quick, very minimal, and I promise you shouldn't fall down too many times. So without further ado, let's get started on the reset. The reset. The reset is an amazing move. It can get you out of and back into the exact same starting position. But there are a couple things that you're going to have to know and remember and actually work on in order to make this move work. Number one, time. Number two, balance. Number three, rhythm. There's actually going to be a moment in this move to where you are blind to the ground and you are actually spinning off into nothingness. You're not going to know where you're going, but you have to trust yourself. So that having been said, let's break the move down. First things first. I'm running parallel with my obstacle, as in my chest and my back are pointed the same direction as the long side of my obstacle. It's kind of hard to do this on a short side of anything. One hand's gonna plant. Could be your right, could be your left. I choose right. Next, the opposite foot is going to plant. Pay attention, my heel is off the ground. It is only the front part of my foot. That is where the balance is created. I'm gonna have to pivot, and at one point I'm only going to be on that part of my foot. That's it. No hands, no feet, no nothing, just that. So you wanna make sure that the heel is up. You cannot do this move with a flat foot. The next step is to transition the weight from this leg up to the hand and the leg, here. So this leg will come off the ground and all the weight will be supported by this arm and this leg, right? It comes up. The next step that's gonna happen, this foot is gonna come through the arm and the foot that are bracing. So right will come through the center and you will transition this hand to the obstacle. Just like this. Boom. Boom. This part of the move has to be done with commitment and power. If you don't put commitment and power into this part of the move, you'll never achieve the rest of it. The rest of it is based off of a push and a twist. So let's talk about the push first. So once you've transitioned your hands to here, the next thing that's going to happen is there's going to have to be an incredible amount of force exerted. You're going to have to push down on the obstacle. So you're going to want to start with the arms slightly bent. No two ways about it. Pushing off of the obstacle is not going to happen with two hands. It's going to happen in a rhythm, a sequence. So the original hand that planted will be the first that pushes. The second hand will stay on long enough to maintain your balance, and then it's going to push some more. It's very important that you get this rhythm. But at some point, both of your hands are going to come off of this obstacle. If you leave one behind, it's going to open up your chest and completely mess up the move. So remember, push hard. Push hard. You can also accentuate the push by pulling your neck up, the back of your head, raising your chin, raising your collarbone, anything you can think of to get this whole portion of you off of the ground. But it's really important that this part happens. If this part doesn't happen, the move doesn't happen. So make sure that you push. Now, when you push, you're actually pushing back down this way into the foot. The foot that's planted and pivoting, you remember the one I showed you with your heel up, that's actually going to be the point that stays on the ground. So, you remember when I said there was actually going to be a point to where you were turning blindly, where you wouldn't be able to see the ground, and where you kind of just had to hope it all goes well? Well, this is that point. Right after the push comes, the push of the hands. It's happening simultaneously with the drive of the leg. You remember the leg that went through the center? This guy, when he comes through the center and you're pivoting, it actually goes up and over your body. The tricky part about it is the only part of you that's attached to the box at this point is this foot, and the leg is swinging up and around you. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this a few times from a couple different angles, and we may even slow-mo it, so that you can see exactly what's going on. It's kind of scary, and you have to use multiple parts of your body. So let's start breaking this whole part of the move down, because this part of the move is actually the beastliest part of the move. Here it goes. Pay attention, because what's gonna happen is that center leg, that swinging leg, is gonna come up through this way, and it's gonna draw like this crazy 270 circle. It's probably more like a 360, but the power doesn't really set in until you're past the 90 mark, so it's definitely a 2.7 or a 270. But pay attention to how it throws, and you'll notice that I push up. There's also something that I want you to see on the other side, but we'll get to that. Pay attention, the leg comes up and around. It's a really tight circle. So did you notice how the leg went up and around? That is really important. Now, the same leg that drives through this way is the leg that you land on, and then you step out. Let's show you from the front side so you can see it. There's the leg. It's gonna swing up and around. This move is gonna happen really, really fast, so pay attention to it. Of course we'll slow it down. Yeah, what do you think? We're dumb or something? Yeah, we're gonna slow it down. So the leg swinging up and around isn't the only thing. When you're in the middle of that twist, it's real important that you spot the ground. You have to actually turn your head and look for the ground. Of course, the ground is beyond the way your head can turn, but as your body turns, your head will turn and look for the ground. If you're not looking for the ground, you're gonna eat it. You will fall down. So for those of you that didn't understand that, let me read, you will fall down if you do not look for the ground. Spotting the ground is one of the oldest tricks in the book. Ballet dancers, martial artists, break dancers, free runners, look for the ground, because guess what? If you don't look for the ground, it will find you. Look for the ground. Turn your head the way that your leg is swinging and try to look for the ground. The only thing else after that is actually to commit to the move. When you step, you'll notice that you're gonna pivot on the foot that swings through. So the foot that actually comes up and hits the ground, you'll kind of pivot out on it. You'll know you have the move when you're standing in the exact same position that you started the move in. Just remember, it's all about confidence. This move requires timing, balance, and confidence and commitment. You just gotta go for it, man. You just gotta go for it. So yeah, that's pretty much been the reset, man. I hope you're enjoying these tutorials, and see you next time.